Hey y'all, it's your girl Kaelyn Ryan and I'm back with more news. Before this video continues, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on the content that I've already made and videos that you would like to hear me do in the future. And if you haven't subscribed already, come and be a part of the team. Come and be a part of the team. Be a part of the community. We are strong and mighty. It's like 70 of us. It's getting crazy. Call the lawyer. Getting famous. Most times, the bad is obvious and the good is very clear. But what happens when evil is hiding in plain sight? Let's talk about it. We are tackling the disgusting Balenciaga saga. We are tackling the disgusting Balenciaga controversy. Balenciaga is a well-known clothing brand that even celebrities of the likes of Kim Kardashian have been the ambassador for. This go-round, Balenciaga released a photo shoot of children with toys that resembled BDSM outfits. BDSM stands for bondage, discipline, sadism, and masochism. Sadism means the tendency to derive pleasure, especially sexual gratification, from inflicting pain, suffering, or humiliation of others. Masochism means the enjoyment of what appears to be painful or tiresome. What in the world do those two words and their definitions have anything to do with a child's shoot? The answer to that is it shouldn't. There should be no correlation, but unfortunately there was. As you can see in this photo, the children are seen near or holding this bear who is wearing gear or an outfit that resembles these things. People who are aware of that or have seen it before instantly called it out. Balenciaga is now in big trouble. Here is information that a TikToker gathered from his findings.
This picture here might just be somebody sitting at their desk in New York City, right? Wrong. What are these books here? Who is Michael Borman and why is his book featured in a Balenciaga ad? It must be a good book. Wrong. It's a book that depicts child exploitation. Horrific depictions of nude children in this book that Google can't even show them. Now I know this is a lot to take in, but we're still not done. This photo here, he's got a nice outfit on, good looking model. But who is this here? John Philip Fisher. Couldn't be the same man that was accused of molesting his granddaughter at 4 years old. Now I know I'm gonna get called a conspiracy theorist for this because we already are.
We all can agree that this is highly inappropriate. This is yet another subtle way of introducing the world to the correlation of kids and sex. Oh! That, all right. This is really disgusting, y'all. I'm really having a hard time breaking this news to you. If you understand me, I'm really having a hard time. Not only is Balenciaga in deep water, they are now trying to deflect. Balenciaga is now trying to cast the blame on a company and an individual. The company's name is North 6, and the set designer who was responsible for this design is Nicolas Desjardins. When you go to his Instagram page, you can see that he is now private. For those of you who don't know, the majority of creators and entrepreneurs keep their Instagram and social pages open so that you can find them, so that their content can flow in and out without you having to request a follow and for them to receive it. So for his page to be private, he must be feeling some form of guilt. There's no way out of this, but for argument's sake, here's what Balenciaga's team put together in efforts to defend themselves in this disgusting trial. Balenciaga believes that defendants' inexplicable acts and omission were malevolent or, at the least, extraordinarily reckless. The summons read, as a result of defendants' misconduct, members of the public, including the news media, have falsely and horrifically associated Balenciaga with the repulsive and deeply disturbing subject of the court decision. They are suing them for $25 million. Let's just say this. Blast from the past. If we remember the lady that said, your plate is low vibration, why would you eat that? This is a queen's plate, whoop-de-whoop. I bring this up because the theme of casting blame onto others is reoccurring nowadays. She booked the caterers, didn't review the menu, but then chastised her friend for the food from her event, for the menu she chose. Brings me back to Balenciaga. You're trying to sue the company and the set designer when you signed off on it. Your name, Balenciaga, was all over it. Where are your people? Where is your team to go through it with a fine-tooth comb? Pay attention with a magnifying glass and make sure everything is in place Oh, but I'm sorry, everything was in place because Balenciaga did this on purpose, allegedly. How could a brand as large and successful as Balenciaga think that we're going to believe that they had no idea what happened and that they're the victims in this case? I've decided to include video footage from a YouTuber named Sloan because I love the way that he broke this down and explained just how deep and dark Balenciaga has been.
So they decided to put random, court documents from the past in their photo shoot. I mean, it's not like every single person's going to zoom in and see what type of court document is included here, but the people that do and then realize what it is are wondering why they would want to include such a controversial opinion. So in that photo, there is a snippet of the Ashcroft vs. Free Speech Coalition. Pretty much this law allowed some people to create and produce CP in a certain way by calling it artistic or something along those lines. If the child, the minor, is not participating in anything that is explicitly, for adults, then I guess there are allowed to be photos out there. And that's what this law allows, rules. And why are we including this in a fashion campaign?
Plain as day, right in our faces. But what they're doing nowadays is they're doing it subtly to where we're desensitized, to where we're not aware of who that is and why they do that and why is that upside down and why there's a reason for everything. Kim Kardashian, who has represented the brand in the past, barely spoke up and did not disassociate herself from the brand completely. She is a mother of 4, and I find this to be a bit confusing. I say it's confusing, but it's actually not. Kim Kardashian allegedly is the same woman who filmed the sex tape with Ray J, refilmed it, had her mother watch it, they picked the best angle, and released it to the public. But it didn't stop there. She then came to the conclusion that Ray J needs to be the scapegoat for it being released, that she is the innocent in the situation, and that she had no idea how this sex tape got to the public. She since then has amassed tons of wealth, and Ray J's name has been sullied in the industry. It's like, oh my gosh, how could she do that? She's a mother. But in the next, how could her mother do that? Her mother was her mother. There are no words that I have for Kim Kardashian's behavior, and I'm not surprised that she's not completely outraged by Balenciaga's actions. All in all, we all know that Hollywood can be very weird. Some people even nickname it Hollyweird instead of Hollywood, and I completely understand. The weird obsession with associating and bridging the gap between children and sex acts is deplorable, it's demonic, and it's sick. And it's literally turning my stomach to even continue to say those two words in the same sentence. I'm not surprised about Balenciaga. I'm not surprised about a lot of stuff in Hollywood. There are a lot of celebrities and higher-ups and people in the industry who dibble and dabble or have a heavy hand in the game of child exploitation and sex trafficking. Some of your favorite stars are even involved. There's countless videos on YouTube about that. Not going to go into detail, but just know this isn't new. And in a way, Balenciaga, who's a brand for the rich, that brand doing this photo shoot was simply catering to their customers. Why? Because their customers are that of the elite, and some of them love this stuff. And some of them are making big money in the industry of child exploitation. Oh, golly. In the end, God sits on the throne. God is not to be mocked. He is aware of everything that's taken place. There is nothing that you can do that can hide from the Father. He knows every one of our moves. That includes the good and the bad. Whether you want to reveal it to your family, your friends, your company, your business, you don't need to reveal it to God. For those of you who may sit there and say, it's just a teddy bear. What's the big deal? It's not like they had a guy in there with the kid. It's not like they had a grown woman touching the kid. They're not going to be that overt, okay? It's about the subtle way to slide in and to continue to retrain our thinking that this is okay, this is fine. Is it? I'm equally disappointed and proud of this whole scenario. I'm proud that we still have sane, normal people who understand that the correlation between children and sex should never be done. Love the public outrage, love the banning, the burning of the items, the boycotting and the lawsuits and the call to action. I love it all. But it's also equally disappointing that we're that far gone as a people or in Hollywood that they would think they could get away with this. We've all heard the phrase, when there's smoke, there's fire. This is just a little bit of smoke residue. The fire that's actually in Hollywood and the disgusting evils that live within the parameters of being a celebrity or someone with wealth. Not all celebrities and not all wealthy people are evil and disgusting. No, I won't be one of those. But there are some where this doesn't even light a candle next to the flame that they got going. But God's going to get them. God's going to get them. To be so bold to think that you could get away with all these things, it's really sad. All I can do is pray for those people. All right, y'all. That about wraps up this video. Please let me know your thoughts on Balenciaga. Were they right? Were they wrong? Wrong, obviously, but, you know. Do you own any Balenciaga? I, for one, don't. But if you do, are you burning your items? Are you boycotting them? What are you doing? And lastly, just remember that anything in the dark will come to light. You can't hide from God. You just can't. It's his world. How are you gonna hide? How you gonna do that? How you gonna do that? It's impossible. Yeah, you can't do it. Adam and Eve tried it. They were the pioneers and it just didn't go so. Move with love, love one another, show love and compassion this holiday season, and remember that Jesus loves you and so do I. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in another video.